or welcome back to Tome Travelers. I am your guide, Erica, and today we will be talking about my August wrap-up. And, I've got some books that I just hauled for September. Yeah, I have a little more energy than the last one. My last video is my September TBR and my September challenge, and yeah, I can be serious. Plus, I think I had a little bit of low energy because it was late, and I had tried to film at least 4 different times and got frustrated, so. But hey, I'm awake now, so haha. Anyways, we're going to start with what I read. And the first book I want to mention is Lemony Snickets, a series from Fortune Events. The Bad Beginning is the first book in the series. I love this book. I love the series. It's kind of a reread for me, but this is the first time my boys are hearing it. I'm reading to them, although my oldest can read for himself. It's better when I read it. They like when I read. I do voices, so yeah, you should see when I read Harry Potter. My boys are asking for a reread for that, but first, we're doing this. And then when I get my hands on any Percy Jackson, it'll be a read for everybody. Because I've never read Percy Jackson, so I'm out of the loop on that one. Sorry. Oh, 5 stars on that one. Another book is Coyote Tales by Thomas King. This was a recommendation from Books and Lala, Kayla. Very thin book. 2 stories based on Coyote, a Native American folklore legend. He's a trickster, and we love this book. So this is a 5 stars. My kids laughed. They loved it. They loved when I did the voice. They loved when he howled at the moon. But I like it's like mythology where it explains certain things. Why do coyotes and wolves howl at the moon? Well, there's a story for that. And then how in the second story, Raven is a little bit, not a trickster. She's an instigator. And Coyote just goes with it. But this was a good book. He has many more. So I'm going to look into his backlist of other stories. But this was a good read. I liked it. I love reading different mythology and folklores of different cultures. So this was good. Thank you, Kayla. Very good recommendation. Yeah, 5 stars. Now we're going to go in order. I read In the Hall with the Knife by Diana Peterfreund. Yes, that is a German last name. I did take German. That is Freund. This is a Clue mystery, yes. There are references to the movie Clue. Some lines and situations remind me of it. I laughed at some points. But it's YA, and so they're young adults. They're at a boarding school, and things happen when they all are in an enclosed space. I call it a mansion because that's what I think of when I see Clue. It's a mansion. But it's doesn't say. I forgot what it was called. Sorry, but it has to do with Orchid, who in some respects reminds me of Mrs. White. There is a Mrs. White. But I think Orchid would take over for Madeline Kahn's character, who is Mrs. White. Yes, there's a green. Yes, there's a plum. A mustard. Miss Scarlet. And there's definitely representation. Scarlet is Indian. Mustard, I believe, is Indian or black. It came off as both. He's mixed. But, yeah, they're all stuck there because of this snowstorm. And it's flooded, everything. They couldn't get out in time. And murder happens. I'm not going to tell you who does it. I'm not going to tell you who killed this person. But it was in the hall with the knife. For sure. And the sequel comes out in October. I have to look when in October, but I think it's October 16th, and it's in the study with the wrench. But I gave it 4 stars. Not quite a 5. It was almost a 5. But it kind of, the pacing wasn't bad, but it took almost about 100 pages to get into the really juicy stuff. I know it had to set the scene, introduce the characters, and Orchid especially, because she's the main character. She's got a big secret she's hiding, and you kind of figure it out, but you still wonder, why is she hiding? What did she do, or what had been done to her? Why is she hiding? My lips are dry a little bit. So the pacing, still a good book. I still loved it. I still saw, oh my god, lines. One of my favorite lines. It wasn't exactly said, but it was kind of in there regarding Peacock, although it's Madeline Kahn's character in the movie Clue, Mrs. White, where she goes, flames, flames on the side of my face, breathy, breathy, heavy breathing. I love that line. That is my favorite line. I can quote that movie. I love that movie. And just so you know, it is either this month or in December. It'll be celebrating 35 years. The movie Clue came out in 85. Wow, that was a long time ago, and I was very, very little. I recommend that movie. You want a good laugh? You'll love that movie. I love that movie. I love it. It had the best comedians of the time, for sure. Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, Eileen Brennan, Leslie Ann Warren, Martin Mull, Michael McKean, Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd before he made the movie Back to the Future. So, and then the other minor characters, Leaving and Colleen Camp is in there. So I think you'd enjoy it. If you can download it, buy the movie, do it. It's funny and quotable. It's very quotable. Because now I'm thinking of, let us in, let us in, let us out, let us out. I love it. I truly do. I will keep babbling with that. But I pick it up, read it, see what you like. It's young adult, mystery thriller, killing, murder stuff. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I devoured it because I love Clue. It reminded me of Clue. If I didn't say it, it's 4 stars. This was a recommendation from Mara on Books Like Whoa. I actually saw it in the comments, but I know she had mentioned it once before. Because she did mention the sequel. And I think it's a trilogy, so I know the second one comes out this month, and probably the third one won't come out until sometime next year. I don't know. Then I'm leaving that one for last, although it wasn't in order. But we come to this one. And this one is called Undead Worlds. It's an anthology about zombies. Apocalypse. And I gave it a 4. Because there was something irritating. It doesn't have a author because there's various, but there's David Simpson, Justin Robinson, Christopher Mahood, Arthur Mangelli, I'm sorry, Michael Whitehead, Sylvester Barzy, Jeremy Dyson, Derek Ailes, Gravante, Michael Pierce, Christopher Artinian, E. Isherwood, Mark Cusick, Ailes, R.L. Blalock, T.D. Ricketts, Bree Ben, Jessica Gomez, Julian Sadin, Sammy Sands, Valerie Leodus, I am so sorry, I'm butchering last names, Charles Ingersoll. I never heard of any of them. But there were good stories. There were some that, most for my zombie love, it was really good. There's 3 anthologies, so I only have the first. I'm hoping to get the second. The real problem I had with this, and I don't know if it was in every story, but it felt like it was in every story. Editing, please edit. Oh my goodness gracious. The misspellings, the grammar. Oh. When the character meant to say he's, as in he is, it's his. Or they spelled the word answer wrong, yet above you spelled answer correctly, but below you left off the R. How did that happen? That might have been a typing issue, but editing, you still should have caught that. It was almost in every story. I mean, yeah, I could get over that, but there was too much in some respects. I hope that's not in the second one, because I really want to pick that one up. But that's why I knocked down a star. And then there are some content warning, trigger warnings. There's rape was mentioned. If you don't like violence, forced cannibalism was in one of the stories. Suicide, basically cutting. Or if you just don't like the gore of a zombie eating, especially an animal, sorry. But there was a story that I liked here where the animals were the zombies first. That one was called, it's right here, I know it, Zombie Park by Mark Cusco Ailes. That was cool. I like that concept of that. I'm like, I'll have to look into that more. But it was good. I like that. So if you like zombies, there's many different stories. Just if you can get over some of the grammar and misspelling mistakes that editing forgot, you'll do fine. So 4 stars on Undead Worlds. We come to the biggest 5-star ever. Oh my god. Some of you may not like this book. I totally love this book. The City of Brass by S.A. I'm going to butcher this name. Chakraborty. Oh my god, I could not put this book down. You have no idea. I hated going to work. All I wanted to do was read this book. I dreamt of this book when I wasn't reading it. I'm still thinking about this book. And it's only the first book in the trilogy. So I'm like, when can I get my hands on that book? I went to the library and I got 2 books and I'm not supposed to be reading any of them. And one of them is the Kingdom of Copper, but I won't get to it. I promised myself, no, stick to the challenge, stick to the TBR. Except I'm not sticking to with one book. But this, 5 stars. Please read this. This, I thank you, Joel, from Fictional Fates. Oh my god, thank you. I watched his vlog of him reading all 3 over a weekend, the trilogy. Totally loved it. Totally. Because of his enthusiasm and him, I'll have to link not only his channel, but I'm going to link his review up here in the cards. Go watch it. You will love this book. It has to do with Nahari. She has healing powers that, she uses to her advantage, and she summons a djinn. And then they go on this adventure because these Ifrits, another type of djinn, is after her. They either want to kill her, whatever, they're after her. So he's got to take her to Devabad. Oh my god, the journey there. And then Prince Ali, that's a shortened name, and every time I think of Prince Ali, I think of Aladdin, where the genie sings the song, Prince Ali. But the characters are so fleshed out. The plot, the story, the journey. It's unputdownable. And I would love to get this in hardcover. Love to. Very expensive. But this is a very good book. I mean, I love it. I love this book. This is one book I would take. I would take the whole trilogy with me on a desert island if I had to. This is a very good book. This is 5 stars. Please read this. Please come on this journey with me. You want to escape somewhere? You escape here. I can't get enough of Prince Ali. He's such, I have to put this down, a complex character. I mean, they're all like, they want to do good and they want to do bad. They're bad, they're good. They're like a regular person. We have good and bad in all of us. There's no black and white. It's all gray. And I can't get enough of this book. I love it. So go read it. What are you waiting for? And if you have read it, let me know. And if you've read the whole thing, Let me know down in the comments. I really want to know. And if you haven't, please, 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 please get your hands on it. Any way, shape, or form, get your hands on this book. I mean it. So, my book haul. Let's start with this one first. Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. So this is a true story of an individual's struggle for self-identity. Oh, this is by Harriet Jacobs. Self-preservation and freedom. Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl remains among the few excellent slave narratives written by a woman. This is an autobiographical account, chronicles the remarkable odyssey of Harriet Jacobs, 1813 to 1897, whose dauntless spirit and faith carried her from a life of servitude and degradation in North Carolina to liberty and reunion with her children in the North. I'm all about this. I'm all about reading about this and the journey of this. This was suggested to me by Danny from Spinelli Speaks. I want to learn more and understand more about what the Black people went through. I know what they're going through right now. You see it on TV, and I'm not going to go into that again. Too serious. I mean, but you have to be serious about this, which I'm going to link down below. Please go donate. Go to Black Lives Matter and donate. Please help these people in their protests against what we're doing, what the government is still doing. It's wrong. But I want to learn more. I mean, you're going to see how much more. So with that, move that one. I got these today, except for two of them. This one, I always do this crooked. Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. Notes from the women that a movement forgot, which is, we left out the Black women. That's not fair, and probably other people of color. So it's, today's feminist movement has a glaring blind spot, and paradoxically, it is women. Mainstream feminists rarely discuss meeting basic needs as a feminist issue. So I'm actually excited to get my hands on this. This has been on my wish list for far too long. I predict this will be at least a 5-star. But I'm really excited for the one that came today with these guys. Oh my god. Everybody keeps talking about this one. Oh, this. I'm sorry. This was recommended to me by Ashley from Bookish Realms. Yeah. Go check her out. Subscribe. Everybody I mentioned, please go subscribe to them. They are awesome people. And I get very good book recommendations from them. So we've got... This I first saw from Krista on Books and Jams. Is Homegoing by Gyazi. And this is about Ghana, 18th century. Two half-sisters are born into different villages, each unaware of the other. One will marry an Englishman and lead a life of comfort in the palatial rooms of the Cape Coast Castle. The other will be captured in a raid on her village, imprisoned in the very same castle, and sold into slavery. She's got a new one out that I saw in Book of the Month. And I might get it next time, because I love Book of the Month. And I'm finally grateful that they're really diversing. But I've wanted this one for a while myself. And this is probably going to be a definite 5-star. It looks really, really good. I can't wait to read this one. Some of these will have to wait. I might save these for February, for Black History Month. Or I might try to get to them in January. Sooner than that. It all depends on what I can read. The next one was on nobody's list, but is 1,000 Naked Strangers, a paramedic's wild ride to the edge and back by Kevin Hazard. I'm interested in the medical stuff, the cop stories, the paramedic stories, the fireman stories, mainly the EMTs because they get the funniest ones. So it's a former paramedic's eye-opening, at times deeply moving and hilarious account of a decade spent on Atlanta's mean streets saving lives and connecting with the beauty that lies inside catastrophe. So this looks good. I'll let you know how this one goes. But nobody's talking about it, so I'll read this whenever I can get a chance. But it looks good. Next one, a lot of people have been talking about, but I've had this on my list before I even knew of BookTube. Lion by Saru Brearley. And it's about him reuniting with his mom after he's been lost. As a 5-year-old in India, I got lost on a train. 25 years later from Australia, I found my way back. This is what happened in between. And a lot of people have loved this book. They really like this book, so I'll definitely get to this one. Never knew it was even a movie, nor saw it. So, last but not least is my book of the month pick, which is Anxious People by Frederick Bateman. And I know he wrote Beartown and the sequel to it, which is on my wish list, and I will eventually get to those, but I'm excited to see this one. Read this one. Duh. So, what does it say? I Love You Book of the Month. It came in looking at a poignant, charming novel about a crime that never took place. A would-be bank robber who disappears into thin air, and 8 extremely anxious strangers who find they have more in common than they ever imagined. I'm giving you a small synopsis. So that sounds interesting. That's why I picked that one up over you guys'. So, yeah, I love Book of the Month. So that's it for my wrap-up, my haul so far for September, and I hope you enjoyed your journey with me today. Please subscribe, like, comment below, and I will see you guys next time with another video. So, enjoy your day or evening. Bye for now.